I'll just get my sorry out the way. I'll get the sorry out the way. And then we're done with, because if I don't say, look, I've gone straight.
Hang on. Is that Justin Bieber on the call?
No, it's too late. Yeah. It's not too late, because
I was thinking more that I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Monster Boy.
Yeah.
Well, that sounded nothing like Monster Boy. You should apologize for that.
I started at the wrong part of it.
I'm sorry.
In my head, it sounded exactly.
What are you sorry for, kids? That your voice ain't broken?
Yeah.
That you don't know tunes. No, I need to. It's Wednesday night.
Right now, we are leaving it close to the edge here.
Yeah. Chelsea are currently playing Real Madrid, and it's 2-1. It's halftime.
I love how Tommy's doing this to prove it is Wednesday.
I'm like, look,
we're not coming from the metaverse or anything like that.
Yeah, they say that, by the way. They say if you want to copyright something, if you hold up an image of the day's newspaper, and you prove that it was, of that time, it's like a timestamp or the news in the background. Anyway, so I'm apologizing, because if I don't get in with my apology straight away, you're not going to jump in and rinse me for messing you about.
Yeah, we are.
And I mean it. I genuinely am very sorry to mess you around. On Monday night, we were supposed to record the podcast. And all over the weekend, before building up to it, we're like, all right, we're normally recording on a Tuesday, but is everyone all right on a Monday? Yeah. And I want to say this. I appreciate you boys got busy lives. You got day jobs. Sach has got day jobs and night jobs. Around the clock. Yeah. With DJing as well. So getting that window of time. And you know what? We've all done well over the 3 and a bit years. We've been doing the Brownload now.
Yeah.
We've done well to always get together every week.
Somehow, by hook or by crook.
We've missed one. Around Diwali last year.
Yeah, okay. But 1 in 3 years. I mean,
it's great.
You look at most offices and things like that. There's going to be a time when, Jane from accounts and Susie from accounts are both going to be off at the same time. And accounts is going to fall apart for a week.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. We it was one show. So anyway, my point is, I think I've just got a lot on. So I want to apologize. I've got the IPL show that I'm doing daily, right, with the Bharat Army. Yeah. I've got our property stuff. We've got the kids on half term. We've got stuff going on the weekends. And
it's all happening.
As well as my other podcasts and live shows and events and comedy nights. And I'm like, I just straight up dropped the ball. I knew I was seeing you.
The funny thing about this was, though, Tommy, is that on purpose, I wrote things on purpose on Saturday to go, don't worry, we'll smash it out when we come around to Tommy on Monday. Yeah. And we'll do like on purpose. I wrote it just because I knew, I went into full radio producer mode, and I thought,
just to make sure he knows on Monday. And you know what I did? I was even excited about the backdrop that we're going to have, which we're going to have at the next podcast as well. So I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, you built the whole backdrop up as well. Don't give it away.
And I was in the garage where that backdrop is, and I was thinking, I need to reposition this backdrop for the next podcast. So by the way, that's a little tease ahead to the next one. That's good. That's what they do in radio, don't they?
Yeah.
They tease ahead. It's good to do
that's
that. Isn't it?
Yeah, we want people to listen for longer.
So I was told, by a wise man.
So my point is, and then, honestly, I woke up on Sunday night.
Monday morning at 2:48 or something.
Honestly, it was like a boot. It was like a ghost woke me up. Right? I swear, really? If you could have seen me, it was about 2:15, and I sat up and I was like, oh no, I've got something booked in with Milo and his friends because they're on half term for Monday night that we've got tickets for. It was a film screening of Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore in Leicester Square. I'd coordinated all the plans with their parents. I'm taking these two other kids. God. We're going for dinner beforehand. Then we're going to go to the and at the same time, my split personality was coordinating with you boys.
Podcast.
Podcast.
Backdrop. Got a lovely backdrop this week.
It's like, but the two sides of my brain weren't talking to each other. One part of the brain didn't go, idiot, hello, can you not see what you're doing here? It just didn't do it. It didn't coordinate. It didn't do it. So I had to go ahead with the screening and all those plans that I'd made, and I had to let you boys down. But honestly, I bolted up right 2:15, and then about 2:25. You know when you get that cold sweat, that panic. I have to tell them now. Yeah,
well, because I saw it a few hours later because I'm up very early, so I saw it and I just went, I can't be dealing with this.
No, what did you say?
No, I just went.
What did you say?
I just went.
Can I read it out?
Expletives, and then idiot. Like that's what I said. I like to myself as I was having a wee, and I read it. I just went expletive, idiot.
What you were reading? Why you having a wee?
Well, because I'd read it, and then I went for a wee.
Okay.
So I read it. I went for a wee, and I went, I'm not going to deal with this now.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning. I can't deal with this now.
You called me a plonker.
Yeah. And that was after I had time to process it. That was many hours later, as you would have noticed, because I had a massive day on Monday, and I had to let it process and just fizzle around my head.
But look, I'm aware that Kedge, you've come from a family dinner. You've left them all at like dessert. So you finish your dessert. You've come home to record this, so you can then go back out and join everyone else at family dinner. I mean, look, Sach, you were busy, and apologies. Well, I mean, the reason why I think I'm sharing this is because I think there might be someone else listening to this podcast who, like me, is going to say, I don't normally mess up like this. Yeah. And if maybe we're changing seasons, could it be that the clock's going back? Can I blame that?
No.
Clocks,
no. I think what you need to do, Tommy, is there's this wonderful app on your phone called a calendar. Open it up. Start putting stuff in there.
Maybe we need to have the family calendar, just us three.
No, I don't want to do that. Do you
know what I mean? And we'll just put in our things in there so we know.
I've got enough stuff in my calendar.
I've got to say, Tommy, it is unbelievable. Oh, look,
look at this. Can you see in my calendar? It's got booking at TGI Fridays and Brownload pod tonight for Monday.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's got a calendar set. It still don't make a difference.
They're in there. They just date it again. They overwrote each other.
Wow. Okay.
By the way, okay. Moving on from the apology, I think we're done. I think I don't want you to.
I think what you said was right. Is that people can mess up. It can happen. You do feel like a little bit rubbish about it, but at the end of the day,
we move.
What are we doing? And we're here to make it work. And you know what? I will say that you get two kinds of people in that situation. You get the person that wants to make a real, you messed up, point the finger, and you boys go, right, so when's it going to happen? We can't do Tuesday. Yeah. Maybe Wednesday. Let's see how this works. And your solution, people. And I think that's what's important to draw from this as we move forward. As I try and glaze over it.
Look at him.
But can I also say, Kedge, and it probably started with you. I was inspired. I want to go back to what I did on Monday night then. So I took Milo and his two mates.
No, don't rub it in our face for ruining our week.
I haven't ruined your week. I just rejiggled it around. But it's exciting. This is what it's like living with Tommy Sandu, living on the edge. Oh, who knows what's going to happen? Kedge on the edge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely on the edge.
So, really, like you took me to Spaghetti. Was it Spaghetti House?
Yes.
And it was great. And I said, I said, Spaghetti House is rubbish as a chain. I hate chain Italians. I don't like Bella Pasta or Bella Italia.
Bella Pasta is poor.
It's Bella Italia, by the way.
Bella Italia. It's poor.
I don't like them. And I thought, but Spaghetti House, I went there a few years ago. Crap.
Bella Pasta. Who says that?
Bella Pasta.
That's like that.
That's like that Ronald Burgers place.
But I've been Bella Italia once. I think once or twice, and it was awful. It was just
terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Terrible. But they're owned by the same people that own Pizza Hut, so they should be all right.
Pizza Hut's going down the gutter as well.
Yeah, but you know what you're going to get with Pizza Hut. It's that tasty.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is, when Spaghetti House, it was good, and I went back to another restaurant, as I just mentioned, TGI Fridays, which I've not been to since it was great in the 90s. TGI was the place.
It really was the place. On a Friday night with your crew, the cocktails. I love the barmen, the bar women, and it was a good vibe, wasn't it? It was just, they would flick all the cups and you're just chatting and you're standing at the bar and the nachos rolling. It's just, Tommy, you brought back memories for me.
Exactly that. And it's the decor. It's the decor. It's the surfboards on the wall. The
almost America. Almost America vibes.
But I tell you what also makes it is the staff. Again, they were brilliant. We went to the Leicester Square one. They were lively. Hey, how you doing? Is that
the one opposite the casino? Is that still there? I thought it shut down.
No, funny you say that. It's not there anymore.
That's not there.
It's round by the Weatherspoon in the what Yates's. What is it? What's that bar?
Yeah, Yates. Under what? Under Capital Radio?
The Capital Radio is, yeah. It's there now. It's there, TGI.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that used to be Yates.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, that used to be the Yates.
That was my hangout as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you go in and the service was lively. Hey, I'm Sophie. I'm looking after you. What's up, Sophie? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
And Sophie wants a big fat tip, so she's going to chat to you all night.
Sophie got a good tip, right? And it was the food came out hot. It was fresh. I know you're making that rude. Make it rude if you want, Kedge. Right?
How can I make it rude?
You didn't get that tip. My wife was with me.
Right. Oh my God.
Yes,
carry on.
No, but your Gunda, and people need to know how your Gunda mind works, right? Please note, if there's not going to be a visual version of this podcast because
Never.
Kedge has just done a gesture to do with the tip.
I have not. I was literally pulling up my sleeve. It was gone
Money.
Shoulder. Anyway.
No, I love it. I love a little rude innuendo. So, what I mean is, it was great service. Food came out hot and fresh. There was nachos. We had these little chili chicken bites.
Yes.
The mozzarella sticks were chewy, crispy on the outside. It was all gooey cheese. I love it. And the burger. And we changed because I got 3 kids with me, Milo and Logan. Oh, 4 kids, Milo, Logan, and 2 other kids who were Milo's mates, plus my missus and me. And everybody amended something on their order. That with no onions, that with no cheese. He don't want no mayo. He don't want no pickles and gherkins. Blah, blah, blah.
That's annoying.
No, what I mean is not one mess up. Not one mess
very
up.
good. Very good.
Brilliant. And everything came out hot. And I said, look, we're in a bit of a hurry. We've got a film to watch. Da-da-da. No problem. Bang, bang, bang.
Were they big portions still? Because they used to be huge.
Well, you know, what's a
or
big
has
portion?
inflation and everything taken over and now it's just normal size?
It was big enough. I was stuffed. Put it this way.
Right.
With the starters, we shared about 3 starters amongst the 6, 7 of us, whatever they were.
Did you get onion rings?
No, not onion rings, because what they were doing as well, by the way, before 5 o'clock, this is why I'm a sucker. Before 5 o'clock, we got there for 4:45. Before 5 o'clock, it's 2 mains for 15 quid. And the
Here
mains
we go.
The mains are about 12.
That's why you went.
It wasn't. It was. We went because it was opposite the place, the cinema.
Yeah, and it's a good place to visit.
But my point is, we went there, obviously, Secrets of Dumbledore, Fantastic Beasts, big film, new Harry Potter spin-off thing. We're super excited about that. It's the preview screening. So we stuff ourselves with all burgers and all that stuff. And what I did the standard thing. I do this every time I go to TGI. I pretend it's someone's birthday because then all the staff come over and sing happy birthday.
Oh, I do love that when they do that.
Yeah. And they got their own version of happy birthday as well.
It's a fast one, isn't it?
Yeah, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
No, that's because you were in a rush, mate. They usually did the slow one.
He's not going to get his two mains for 15 quid or whatever it was. Hurry up, sing his happy birthday.
It was at the end of the Kawali, not the slow Kawali bit, not the build up. It was like the it was all like that. So anyway, they did all that. Good vibe, paid out of there and stuffed silly. But when I went to the cinema, there was free popcorn, and it was on every chair, and there was free drinks and fizzy drinks, and there was.
That's only a small bag. That's like a moose bouche almost. It's very small.
It wasn't a small bag. It was the big bag.
Oh,
it was big. And I don't even do popcorn, but you know what I did?
You did popcorn.
I ate it for the sake of eating it because it was
free. Yeah.
And you know what else?
Did it taste good?
What?
Did it taste good?
It was sweet and salty in the mix.
Lovely.
It was in the Sach mix.
Not a fan.
In the bag. And I was just couldn't stop.
What do you mean not a fan, Kedge?
Nah.
What are you then? Salty?
Salty
you
all
are
the
salty.
way through, mate. I'm very salty.
I could have guessed that. You're a salty kind of person.
Popcorn was always. I was only ever made for salted. The sweet is a spin-off version. It's a Dumbledore thing.
I couldn't disagree more.
I like the mix and blend.
I think out of all, I pretty do like the mix and blend. But if I had to choose one, I'd go sweet.
Yeah, see that.
Sweet, that butter kissed one. The butter kissed.
Ulti, that is just pure
No,
ulti.
it's not. The butter kissed popcorn.
If I had to pick, I'd go sweet. But if my first preference a mix, I'd like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
That sums us up actually. Salty, sweet, and the mix
in the
and
middle.
blend.
Sach in the middle. Kedge salty.
A little 50-50. But it was just nice to be back out in a restaurant, all that, in the cinema again.
Yeah.
And by the way, Fantastic Beasts, good film, Secrets of Dumbledore. It's a good story, proper fantastic, magical Harry Potter-esque story. But I'm not going to go into the review of that. But it was a good online. I just realized I'm Desi and I'm going to eat free stuff because it's free. And
just very quickly about the TGI Fridays. Like, has it changed or is it still the same food? Because I always found it it was just very quick kind of fried stuff, burgers. Like it was.
Yeah, but it was that. It was always that, though, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
like
but it was
did they have the loaded potato skins?
The
Yeah,
food
they had
was
all that.
nothing.
They had
food was
and
nothing
they had
special.
No, they had fries done about 6 or 7 different ways, like cheese and bacon fries, cheesy fries,
It's
animal
just
fries.
cheese on everything, isn't it?
Yeah, but also their southern fried, like boneless chicken bites were nice and hot and spicy. And it was all good. My wife had the prawns as a starter, and she said it was amazing. So honestly, it was a good.
I'm gonna have to revisit it.
Nothing beats it. Nothing. If you go to a place like that, that's what you want: a good burger, good.
Well,
and all you want is your chips to be hot and fresh.
Funny you said that. So you went to TGI's expecting a certain level, and they delivered. And
Yes.
and you're talking glowingly.
Can I quickly just chip in there? I actually probably expected a little bit below level. That's probably
a little bit. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went for lunch at the Ivy.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Fancy, mate.
There's a few of them. Which one did you go to?
Apparently, it's the original main flex. Just
so
off
Covent Garden.
Covent Garden. Yeah. And
opposite Stringfellows, apparently.
Yes,
that's where it was before.
That's where it was before. Not now. It ain't.
No, no, I was talking about you, Kedge.
Oh no, afterwards, yeah. No. But I was a little bit nervous because I thought, it's that kind of food. And for vegetarians, I straight away knew I'm going to struggle here.
Just as you said the Ivy, the first thing I thought of was like, what's he going to eat?
Yeah, I'm not going to get a pakora or anything like that in there, am I? So
no, you're not going to get a pakora in there, are you, mate?
No, I know. And so therefore I'm struggling because I'm thinking all of a sudden, what's the spice factor or any spice factor I'm going to get here?
Ted, I'm going to stop. That says a lot about you. If you're thinking of going to a place like the Ivy, and the first thing that comes to your mind is pakora, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's problems with you, mate.
Should I take my Tabasco sauce with me in my pocket and just have a little secret one up my sleeve?
So I went. But they did have a vegetarian vegan menu. Not a lot. 4 choices starters, 4 choices on the mains. And I had a look, and I was weighing it out, and I thought, well, I could have got. There was a cheese souffle for the starter.
Oh, that sounds good.
So it sounds good, but I'm not too much of a cheese fan. There was a pea soup, ain't my vibe.
That sounds good. I don't mind that.
Have something just like Barney to start with, and so I went for the quinoa salad thing, quinoa feta, like beetroot kind of.
Okay.
To be fair, it was all right. It started off okay because it had some sort of tangy sauce in it, and when you do a little masala blend and mixed in it, it was all right.
With a little stir, you mean?
Yeah, I just gave it a good stir though. I don't think you were supposed to. Had a lot of cress on it.
So just to point out, if anybody maybe kind of go, well, the Ivy is a very English restaurant. It's a celeb restaurant.
Top 5-10 places in London.
Oh well, I think it was back in the day.
Maybe in the day.
It's definitely got a history as being the celeb place. All the celebs were spotted coming out the Ivy doors. It'd be like rock and roll stars with their husbands and wives or their girlfriends that they're dating. There's a secret Ivy door which some celebrities can leave out of, but the paps are often still there as well. So, but when I've been there, I remember, and I went there in my early 20s for the first time. I was so excited. I'm in telly, but I remember it having things like cottage pie.
It's got all of that mashed potato,
mashed potatoes and things. Yeah. So it's very Englishy menu. So you're right. So that's why the veg stuff that you're being offered, pea soup, the souffle, it's a bit English veg.
Yeah, very English. And I was worried. And I'll be honest with you, I was worried.
Whereas Kedge wanted a thali.
Yeah.
I mean, just a plain thali, and I would have been happy. But the mains. So I had a choice. I had to make a choice. And you're going to kill me. I know it. And that's why I'm telling you, because you're going to absolutely rinse me. So there was a choice of an asparagus risotto. But I ain't a fan of asparagus, so I left that one out.
I would have probably gone for that. Go
on. There was like aubergine, miso aubergine with bits of tofu on it. And I was veering towards that because I thought, it could be okay. It could be okay, that. And then there was another one with like goats. I don't do goat's cheese. Something to do with goat's cheese and everything. Some sort of pastry thing. I didn't.
Yeah, goat's cheese, probably phyllo pastry tart.
Yeah. And then the fourth one was cauliflower curry with pilau.
Oh, don't tell me you did that.
Straight away, what I picture is aeroplane food.
It wasn't even aeroplane food. So the reasoning behind that, I know people are shouting at the podcast now. They're going, "You muppet!
Don't do it!
Yeah,
don't do it, Kedge!
Why did you do it?"
No, I had to weigh up, and I'm thinking, where am I going to get the most masala, the most flavor? And hold on,
Time out.
Yeah, exactly. Why? You act like the Ivy, bruv.
if anything, you can, like, okay, a bit like me being Desi and saying, well, I just had to eat it because it was free. Why, Tommy? Step away from it. Leave it. It's just popcorn. I'm kind of saying the same to you. Why, Kedge? We can have Desi. Your family, your mum makes great veg food.
I
right?
know.
You
But I'm thinking, look, I'm thinking damage limitation because there's, as you know, it's a very drink-fueled lunch sesh. Yeah, right? So I've got to put something into my stomach. I can't just do some sort of paste or anything. So I've got to line it with something. And honestly, I thought it's the ivy. I mean, all right, it won't be Atul Kocher, but at least it'll be Atul Kocher's bop in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to have to be
Atul Kocher's next door neighbour who's gone, all right, Atul, can I have the recipe for your cauliflower curry? And he's gone, oh, yes, no problem, darling. And he'll send it over.
My God. And it comes, right? And I was getting, so the first thing he put down was the pilau rice, and it was yellow, and it was a good yellow. And I thought, good start.
Fragrant?
Yeah. Right. But obviously, this was like the deconstructed version. So then he bought like a side. It wasn't even a patilla, but it was like a dish of the cauliflower curry. But like, I'm very used to like the small Gujarati florets of cauliflower. This was some super chunks of cauliflower.
Was it the whole cauliflower?
Like, it was, no, it wasn't the whole thing, but it was, I can't eat big chunks of cauliflower and big lumps of carrot.
And funny that you got a big gob, mate.
And it was floating in Barney. Like, my God, what? You know, you're like.
Was it more like a garden pond?
Yeah, like I could have just brought in a fishing net, and it would have been a good game. And then he bought raita and papadums. Now the papadums were nice, but the raita looked like tzatziki or something. Like, because it's so raita is date. This thing had like dell in it. It was like sticky. It was like, oh my God. And
the raita. Who done what in the raita?
I don't know, but it had like yellow dell in it, and it was.
Could have been lemon juice or olive oil.
Yeah, like olive oily. But raita's not supposed to have olive oil. Come on,
no.
Day and dell, soya. Day and dell. And then. So anyway, so I put the thing in, and I poured in the curry.
Moral of the story, I think you should just stick to eating in places like Indian places, because you shouldn't be going. You shouldn't be going to places like this. But it's your fault.
Yeah. But you know what? Can I tell you something? Everyone around the table and said, what did you give your dish? And no one went higher than 4.
Out of what? 10?
Wow.
10. Exactly. And that's including meat eaters. And then to top it all off, we're leaving. Obviously, we'd given our jackets and bags to the cloakroom, and to be fair, the service was terrible. It was an absolute, the whole thing was a cock-up. And
should have gone TGI Fridays.
Should have gone TGI.
Absolutely. Honestly, it was such a cock-up, the whole thing. They couldn't even find our jackets. And in the end, I ended up going into the cloakroom, and I was basically the cloak man, and went in and got everyone's jackets and bag. I honestly, true Desi fan. If this was a Desi restaurant, you would have gone absolutely nuts at this. And I was gutted. So on the way home, massive McPlant veggie whopper from Burger King and chips hit the spot. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's not all about the swish and the swash and all of that, because that was
the swish and the swash.
That was terrible.
It's about having a slash in your cauliflower tuddy. That's honestly what it was. Someone had a slash in your day.
There was no sauce. It was Barney.
But you know what? You almost want to go into the kitchen, go up to the chef and go, who tried to make curry here? Come forward, step forward now.
Honestly, bro. I want you to just give them a little free recipe or something.
Yeah. Hey, listen, come with me. Come to my house. Let me show you how it's done.
And I'll tell you what, this is the reason why I'm not a fan of these big kind of named places. It's not for me. I remember, Tommy, we went to the Savoy once, didn't we, to have lunch when we were working at the BBC. Do you remember that?
I don't know. Those days were a blur. I've blocked them out. You know when you're scarred from painful memories.
Because I'll be honest, I didn't come, so it was obviously.
No, you weren't working on the show then.
Oh right, okay.
It was me, Tommy, and some others. Yeah, but I remember going there.
Savoy.
Yeah, we went to the Savoy for lunch. I remember, and it was all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think I like places where there's heart in the food. You know, the food's got to stand for something.
Yes.
The person who's making it, the people who are making it, the people behind it have got to want to feed you.
Story.
Yeah, a story, but also put a bit of personal flair into the food. See, can I quickly just say that I think the problem with your gobi da full was your full. Yeah, they were too big. The full were too big for your bull. You can't do that. You need, because then the flavor doesn't go into it.
And it's got to be slightly soft as well, because you're right. Because if it's soft, then it takes it in.
But that's when it's kind of steam cooked in the masala.
And who told them about gajar and cauliflower to get? It's cauliflower peas. Yeah, come on, that's the basic.
And if you look, I'm Punjabi, so if you put quite a bit of butter in the darka, right, with the onions and all that, then it softens up the
onions. I was looking for an onion.
That's your answer for everything. Just sticks butter in it. Everything. Go for a shower. Stick butter in it.
Bro, I'm telling you, butter makes everything better. It does. It just makes everything taste delicious.
Speaking of going out, I'm going to Sheesh this weekend. Has anyone been there?
Yeah, that's the road from me.
You're going to bump into all the Tottenham players if you time it right.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So hold on a minute. That's in Chigwell, round the corner. So it's owned by Alan Sugar, obviously from Apprentice.
It was. I don't think it is now. Is it?
He owns the building.
All the Tottenham players are always there. You time that correctly, you'll bump into Harry Kane and the gang.
Hopefully, I don't see him.
No, but they probably won't go on the weekend though, Kedge. They're often there in the midweek. The cool.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, actually, yeah.
So you going there for the munch, Kedge? Sach?
Yeah, Sunday. So never been.
Seeing as we're getting complaints out of the way, I'm going to run the complaint I've got with Sheesh about it. I took my mum and dad there for their anniversary a year or two ago, about two years ago, and I swore to myself I would never go back there again, because we went there for lunch, and I said, we need, I'm going to have this, whatever, and my mum and dad not massive eaters for lunch. I said they're going to have the mixed grill for two. The mixed grill, but they're going to share it because it's quite a big dish. So if you imagine the mains, if the mains are like 20 quid, the mixed grill was something like 30 quid. Don't hold me to those prices, right? So it's more, significantly more.
Of course.
They'll share it. They went, no, I'm sorry. You have to order one main each.
Oh, wow.
And I went, yeah, it's lunch. The place is empty. You've only opened like 5 tables, and they made us order another main, which we didn't finish and just put in the bag.
Amazing.
So after that, I was like, But having said that, I'm not going to balance it out. The food is good. It's clean. I've had an amazing steak there once, and the vibe is wicked. Are you going on a Saturday night then?
Sunday lunch.
Oh, okay. So, it should still be fairly lively. You should have a good little vibe there. And it's an amazing place. Boring stat. They had to slice down the venue, the whole venue wall, to slide in the mirror, because the mirror is 20 meters whatever high. Crazy. They had to slide it in for a little crack. So
okay.
So if you're interested in things sliding into cracks, go to Sheesh. There you go. It's amazing. There you go. So good munch. There's a lot of talk about food.
Was anyone pranked by the food, or any stories about food on April Fool's Day? Because there was a lot of that flying around.
Well, the thing I saw, which has caused a bit of a backlash, really, is the Walkers prank. I don't know if you saw this on in the papers, but Walkers did a prank where they said, what we're launching today is the giant size crisp that covers a whole slice of bread. It's a bread size slice of crisp. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, because people put crisp in a sandwich, now imagine you got a crisp that's the size of a piece of bread.
Just one piece. Love it.
One wicked fat crisp. And I thought, what a great idea. But now it's backlash.
It though?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because imagine.
I think they would have problems serving it. This would be the problem, because they'll always be smashed.
No, but that's the whole point. Oh no, you mean serving it
in a big jabba?
Maybe, but no, not necessarily. Because if it's, I was picturing it to be a bit like a McCoy's, kind of slightly thicker, crunchier job.
No, but you don't want it ridged like that.
Well, no, I don't mind. I don't mind a bit. It's ridged for your pleasure. So what you'd want it in the 2 slices of bread. You then put your cheese, whatever sandwich you want, cheese, onion, tomato, a bit of mayo, and then you stick down this giant crisp. But then you push down. I can imagine it. You push down, and you get the as the crisp is great. But it's all filled up. You got crisp to the edge.
I like the jaggedy bits where crisps go over.
Yeah, because then you get different texture every time.
It's more about the texture than I need the Jenga-fied crisp.
Sach turned into a little hamster at a rave. He was like doing his hands. He was like, I like the jaggedy bits.
I think that's the best part of putting crisps in your sandwich. I don't want it to be flat because the cheese is flat. I want it to be a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But speaking of April Fool's Days, I ain't seen any good gags this year. I think they've all been rubbish.
Oh, really? Weirdly, lots more people were doing them. Like there was a kid at Milo's school who came over and started giving him E's. What?
Eh?
No, the letter E's.
Oh, I thought you meant some sort of pills.
And was going up to him in the playground and saying, and it's not that kind of school. I should hope not. And was saying, instead, do you want a brownie? Do you want a brownie? And
that
then
sounds weird.
And had the letter E cut out of brown paper. And go, here you go. Here's a brownie.
Oh.
Ha ha ha! It's not a brownie.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
right?
good.
And okay. Oh, who wants a brownie?
Good level one.
Yeah, that's And then
See, when I think of April Fool's Days, I think of like the gags in school. Like, for example, secondary school, standard stink bomb went off. Like on April Fool's, standard. It's just normal.
Stink bombs are horrible.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They make me reach.
And that was a step up from obviously when you're in primary school. Whoopee cushions.
Whoopee cushion.
Can't go wrong with a whoopee. A little whoopee cushion bud will make you laugh. In a serious situation.
Especially if you got your teacher on it.
Yeah, the excitement of knowing that a whoopee cushion is in place,
planted,
waiting for someone to come.
Waiting. That anticipation.
God, my heart couldn't take it. My heart can't take it.
Exactly.
Incredible. That anticipation. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think it's just. I just don't think it's the era of April Fool. I think in a horrible way, I think the joy and the fun of April Fools was because you couldn't check things and verify things on Google, Twitter, Instagram, and so therefore it was a very innocent moment. You know what you could do.
You could prank. Basically, what you're saying is you could prank people back then, but you can't do that now.
Yeah, I think it's
you
just
found out. You get found out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right, because you mean getting found out, or having, or it's deemed out of order because you're going to prank.
Oh yeah,
someone.
that too. People.
You might trigger someone.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
yeah. Well,
that
you are now.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were working on the show at the time, but when we wanted to do Halloween pranks and jump out on people in the middle of Birmingham city centre, and because of the BBC policy,
I wasn't there for that.
We weren't allowed to. Because they said, oh, you can't, because you might trigger someone. Yeah. So the producer had to go up to the person and say, there's a presenter on the other side of that pillow who's going to jump out at you. Are you okay with it?
I wasn't there then. I don't remember that at all.
That was before my time. I remember, and the video's still up there, when Badsha pranked Tommy, and that was brilliant.
Oh God, yeah.
That was Tommy was playing up to it, and I couldn't stop laughing.
My heart was on because I thought he got upset, and I was like, I was trying to glaze over it and trying to make it all better, and I was like, oh no, this is so backfired, this is so gone wrong. But talking of stink bombs, there's a little Bud story that I come across, right?
Oh, here we go.
But this is an interesting Bud story because,
as opposed to the non-interesting Bud stories that we do,
it's not a disgusting Bud story. It's not like
it's a beautiful Bud story.
Yeah, and actually, it's all across the press at the moment this week because a Brazilian woman was taken into hospital because she was out with her boyfriend, and she held in her bud, right?
She held it in, right?
She held it in for too long.
Yeah, we've all done that. We've all been there.
No, have we?
Come on, you've had to hold it in. I'm sure there's been an occasion where you've had to hold it in.
No.
Really?
Meaning, I don't know how you hold it in. I'm not in control.
I'm an expert.
That's a separate system.
But then, Kedge, yours just comes out in one big go. And I'm not even talking about your buds. This is just if it's like a rant or anything.
How can you hold it in?
You just control the correct muscles.
Come on, we don't need to go there.
No, but that's against human nature. I don't know how you do that. It's like saying, I can just hold in my wee or poo. You can't. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
No. If you breathe correctly, you can hold it.
If you breathe, you can breathe your bud out, can you, Ken?
No, you don't.
Comes out the other end, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you can. No. Anyway, so she held it in.
This singer, she's a singer, and she was hospitalized with trapped farts because she just refused to do a bud in front of her boyfriend. Her boyfriend. Her name is Viviane de Queiroz Barrera, and more commonly known by her stage name, Polka. And she's got a message from a fan. She said, she goes, it's just because I just refused to fart. It was too embarrassing. So now I've ended up in the emergency room.
But that's very nice of her. That's all I can really say. It's good manners, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, she's not with the right man. She's not with the right man.
now you know when they say better out than in, it is actually better out.
Well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, you don't hospitalise yourself.
Yeah.
So she hold a minute. So obviously, by holding it in, it caused her what? There was a lot of distress. Do we know the actual medical issue that she ended up having? I would like to know. And obviously, this is a lesson to all of our listeners to not, this is a public service warning. Please do this because you might end up in hospital. This is serious now.
The term that they're saying it was trapped gas. So she's effectively trapped in her system. Then it's because she's held it in, and now it's like gas in your radiator pipes. You know when they, and then you got to bleed the radiator.
It's like
there was no way of bleeding a chitta.
That's it. It's like an escape room for Bud.
Yeah, you kind of need a valve.
Right.
And look, she's warned against anyone else doing it in the future. She's got 15.7 million followers on Instagram. And she said, look, please don't be ashamed in front of your guy to fart because it might be embarrassing, but if it's going to cause you major discomfort, you could end up in hospital from trapped farts. From now on, guys, she says, I'm letting them rip. Good on her. Set your Bud free.
There we go. And then from Bud smells to I have got this week the world's most globally loved scent. It's been discovered, and it's not sweaty feet or cheese, as Tommy might say. Okay. But it's been conducted
globally
by researchers.
Loved. Cheese is not globally loved scent. It's a nasty scent.
Is it?
Yeah, cheese stinks, but it tastes great.
Well, anyway, researchers at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden. I love it. Sweden get all the best jobs. But it's not at the London University.
It's going to be chocolate.
Oh, you've already gone in with it?
No, I'm guessing because you said it's Sweden. Sweden have got it. So I thought.
Well, anyway, what the study has found is that the odor preferences are personal and not cultural, as once humans thought. So the study was carried out by 235 people, and here we go. The sweet scent of, drum roll please, vanilla came out on top, and this is apparently the smell that is universally loved by everyone.
That makes sense.
Yeah, vanilla. I tell you why. Vanilla is a beautiful smell. Yeah. I've cooked with vanilla pods and things like that. And when you smell those vanilla beans and vanilla bean pods, whatever, they're like a mix of cream and chocolate together. Do you know? I tell you what, I'm going to throw in a little random early thing I learned.
Oh.
There is I'm going to get this so wrong now.
Then don't do it.
No, I have to do it now.
No, but if you're going to get it wrong, then you haven't learnt it. You've got to get it right. Now think about it. We can revisit.
I'll tell you why, because it blew my mind. It's to do with smelling. There's a woman who's at the school. She's a school mum.
Right.
And she smells in sounds.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So when she smells stuff, she hears a sound to go with it.
Nah.
So everything she smells, it's got a sound.
Like when I smell paneer, it goes.
That's weird. That doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean?
I don't know. I
mean, if you hear a sound and then you smell something, you know what that is.
Yeah, but it's like
it's like the Brazilian lady.
Yeah, it's the connectors in the brain. I don't know what it is. But okay, my point is this is interesting, Kedra. So sorry, you got me.
No, so basically they've done the research. Dr. Artin Arshamian was saying that cultures around the world rank different odors in a similar way, no matter where they come from. But odor preferences have a personal, although not a cultural component. And they wanted to examine people around the world to see if the world, whether they have the same smell perception and they like the same types of odor. I think this is a really important study from around the world, whether we all go for the same kind of smell. And apparently it has come out that it's vanilla. That is the smell of choice. So, get those vanilla fragrances for your car.
I love it. And I think it is a lovely, rounded, non-offensive, soothing, makes you feel a little bit hungry, sweet smell. I can see that. Vanilla, I'd say you wouldn't be
against it. Like if you went into someone's house and had a vanilla spray or a vanilla candle, you wouldn't be against it.
I tell you who does well on their smells like that. The Yankee Candle Company.
Oh, I do love a Yankee.
And they do a vanilla. They do a baby cotton or something. They do a cotton one.
Yeah.
And they do a baby, maybe like a baby lotion one or something like that. It is, or baby powder one.
Baby lotion.
No, baby powder.
Right.
That smell.
I've never.
It's that clean smell. It's lovely. And by the way, I found it here. It says 1 person in every 1,000 has synesthesia. It's a psychological phenomenon in which they can smell a sound or hear a color. So if you see a color, you hear something to do with it. And if you can smell a sound. So you hear
now that you said it, I will start hearing stuff now.
Hearing stuff when you smell it. So if you smell, say, paneer, you'll also hear it in a certain way. Yeah. Like you say, dingadaka, whatever.
What do you mean? So do you put your ear towards the paneer?
No. It's like
sensory
the sensation
thing that triggers. Yeah.
Yeah. So normally you let's say you.
It could be. Oh.
See, and so thinking about that, well, I don't know what that was, but thinking about that, thinking of when
that was a Sega turning on.
Yeah.
When you have a certain type of tea in a small glass that comes from India, like Indian tea that you got on the roadside, you know the sound that goes with that.
Yeah, ding.
It's like
ding,
it's like
ding, the beginning of Churalia.
It's not a song. It's a flipping the sound. Like I can just imagine being on the roadside in India, and there's like just loads of noise happening.
Yeah,
cars going past.
But
that's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
So what is it? Sound.
That's what you're associating with it.
Then what? I don't get it.
So she could, if she had her eyes closed, right, she could, and she just smelt it. The sound, there would be a sound in her head.
What's the sound? Like a beep?
Well, we don't know.
It's something that correlates it. So say for example, you hear a horn go off. You might, with that, because of your synesthesia, you might smell burnt toast, for example.
Oh.
So it's not connected necessarily, but you have a smell that goes with that sound for some reason. That there's some sort of connector.
I've never had that. I've never had the pleasure of having that. No. How do I turn that sense on?
I don't know if you do, but you.
Where's the button?
What it does mean, it does make those people quite creative and quite outgoing and quite zany and quite colourful in that way. So I think it's kind of amazing. It's like a 3D version of just sounds. Then you've now got a smell to go with those sounds. Imagine you're DJing, Sach, and I'm smelling a load of stuff. And that's not because I'm dancing next to Kedge. It's because I can just smell a load of stuff.
Well, I mean, it depends what clubs you go in, because if you go into some, you smell all sorts of stuff. So depends what room you're in on the night, to be fair. But going from something about non-offensive smells, I came across a story that kind of offended me a bit this week because it was all about the metaverse, and you know how I still haven't kind of already. What do you mean you're sad? Well, I'm going to tell you what the story is, and Tommy, you can be the judge on this one. So Heineken, the beer brand, everyone knows who Heineken is. Yeah, they have got a pop-up pub opening on Thursday, so the day this podcast comes out, the 7th. It's in London. I think it's Shoreditch or something. It's a pop-up bar launching their brand new beer. It's called Silver. It's got 4%. It's a 4% premium lager. I know nothing about beers, as you can clearly tell. And it's set in the metaverse. So you go there, you put on some VR goggles. Yeah. And you order a beer, but you don't get anything. You can't get a drink.
It's the bar that you can't drink any beer in.
So come on, Kedge. You can't be justifying this.
No. Come on, Kedge. Let's have it. That's
nonsense. So you're having a meta beer.
No, Sach, there's an important detail that Sach has missed out of this.
But hang on a minute. Do you get a beer in this process?
No. So Heineken are basically No. Heineken are being very clever with this, and they're doing this for people like you.
Shut up.
Who need fuel for your argument. This is a Mickey take from Heineken. What they're saying is
no, it's not. It's a money take from Heineken. Yes. They're going to charge for a beer that you don't drink.
No. It's very clever. And whoever the advertising people behind this and the marketing campaign,
the digital beer. Tommy, do you want a digital beer?
Oh,
nice cold. It's a cold one, mate.
I have given up those, Sach. I have given up, but maybe my digital self hasn't given up. So my digital, I've got a bit of a digital beer belly, Sach.
Yeah,
coming
mate.
on.
I mean, my digital self's always going to be smashed.
Exactly.
My avatar in the metaverse is going to be constantly drunk because I don't drink in real life. I've already decided.
Guys, let me explain this to you.
Please.
Heineken are taking the mickey out of the metaverse. Like you guys are taking the mickey out of the metaverse. They are taking the mickey. So what they're doing is, they're saying that you put on the VR glasses. It's just made out of cardboard and it looks like VR glasses. Then they'll give you a beer which is made out of pixels that you just hold. And then you protect the whole. So basically, it's not. They're saying to have a beer.
It's making it worse, Kedge.
I know, but it's brilliant because they're saying that you can't have a beer in any verse. Like, you not in the real verse or the metaverse or any bloody verse. They're just taking the mix because the metaverse has gone out of control. So Heineken are having a pop at the whole thing.
Okay.
So everything's going to be done like everything that you go, like the table and everything is all going to be quite pixelated and made, like from the 16-bit graphics.
Yeah.
So what's the point then?
It's just
exactly. It's just
taking the mic. They're
Right.
just taking the mic out of the metaverse.
If anything, I prefer it like that.
Yeah.
Like knowing that they're actually on our side, Sach. They're kind of going,
they're on your
this is
side.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And actually,
It's ridiculous.
So what we've managed to do is make Kedge have to justify how ridiculous the metaverse is by explaining to us the mickey that Heineken are taking out of something that he loves so much. And it is, the metaverse is kind of getting a bit silly when it comes to things you suppose you get to experience that you just can't experience. It's just how where does that line stop?
What's that sound? What's that noise?
What noise?
Oh, that's the metaverse update from Bale Bale Land sound.
Oh, that's the same noise as Paneer.
You didn't say land, mate. What did you say?
I have an update from Bale Bale Land, the
From
metaverse that Daler Mendy has. Guess what?
Come on in.
I've been on the old WhatsApp chatting to my good friend Dylan Breed, wife of our very good friend.
It's Mrs. Mendy. It's Mrs. Mendy to us, Sach, because we don't know Bobby G to us. But Kedge is like, oh, Taram Prita.
Well, it's not even Prita. I don't even get there because then I will end up shouting it like that. It's just Taran. But I have messaged her straight away after your request last week. And I just said, so do you want the full conversation transcript?
Yeah,
I went,
so just to recap what we said last week, though, we said, what did we want to do?
well, we want to eventually get Dylan Mendy to talk about the metaverse, and then hopefully maybe we can host the Brownload in the metaverse in Bale Bale Land in some conference center somewhere.
He's bought this area.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's buying the land or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I just literally went, how are you? All this talk of the metaverse, tell me it's true.
Yeah.
And I just got 2 words back.
Fake news.
Super true.
Oh.
Super true.
And I was like, OMG, that's amazing. Can Daler Mendy come on the podcast this week on Monday that Tommy's going to cancel?
Yes, shut up.
And she went, Gejel, should I do the accent? Gejel is very busy at the.
So she texted in an accent, did she?
Yeah, I got the.
Let's have it.
Gejel. Gejel.
So what part of Wales is she from?
Huh?
What part of Wales is she from? Gel. Go on, let's let's hear his accent. Everyone picture a Welsh accent. Let's go.
Gejel. He's busy for the next fortnight, but will revert after planning something. I love the usage of revert. They also are busy for the launch of Bale Bale Land, as you can imagine. I guess they will want to talk closer to the launch. We'll keep you posted. Okay. So I'm like, posted. So I'm like, awesome. I'm excited. Let's do it. So it's on. It's on. It's just, he's not allowed to diverge too much info at the moment. But we will get the inside on that.
Speaking of Daler Mendy, and it's weird that we've kind of, unearthed him the last couple of weeks.
He's been hidden under a rock.
He's come out of the blue, really, hasn't he? This metaverse. And then I did a gig last week with Tesha. You know Tesha.
Oh yeah.
And he's one of his favourite artists is Daler Mendy, because all he wanted to hear while I was DJing was Daler Mendy songs.
Really?
And I must have played about 4 or 5 back to back. And the club was lovely.
Let's quickly guess which ones you did. You did Tunuk Tunuk.
Yep.
No. No, and
yeah, that was it. I think I did all of them like that I had like those 4 or 5 that are.
But can I just?
But it was just weird that's what he wanted. Him and his manager, all they said was, "Can you put on some Daler Mendy?" They come over and can you put on some Daler Mendy or something?
And maybe this is the rise. You know, everyone don't know about it, but it's being plugged into our minds already. That, you know, everyone. Let's talk about Daler Mendy. But just for the metaverse fans that we do have on the Brown Load, and you know, we have many. If you want to learn a little bit more about the metaverse and just understand it, and let me tell you, this will open your minds and both of you will really appreciate it. But Mark Zuckerberg is on a podcast with Tim Ferriss, the Tim Ferriss podcast show, and Mark Zuckerberg kind of just touches in and around the metaverse.
I beg your pardon. You're not allowed to, not even in the metaverse, you're not allowed to do that. I don't want to be touched in and around anywhere.
Honestly, it's brilliant. And we are where we are going to be, and the way he explains it.
Kids, give it a rest. No one cares, bruv.
Mind blowing. Anyway, so have a listen to that. But it is Mark. Honestly, since I heard that, I love Mark Zuckerberg.
And very quickly, just another. This is not really metaverse related, but it's along the same lines. It's about this film that's coming out that I read. Yeah. And they started filming it in 2015. So what was that? Sort of 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And I saw today the release date is not until 2115.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
It's called 100 Years, is it? The film, something like that.
That's why it's being released then, Sach.
So there's a film that's been so the makers of it. So what's going to happen? They're going to give it to their son to carry on directing. They're going to give it to his son to carry on, or his daughter to carry on directing after that.
I just thought, why would you do that? It's just bonkers. Yeah. This is. I look at this. I'm like, the world has gone mad.
It's not gone mad. Let me just give you a little bit once again. See, this is what I mean. Why do I have to always bring a bit of reason and stability to stories
stupid.
Like this? No, guess who's in it, Tommy? It's not just any old.
Hold on.
Someone
who's currently swimming around in their dad's testicles. That's who's in it, because they haven't been born yet.
John Malkovich and Shuya Chang have already began filming this. It's an experimental science fiction film, which has been dubbed the movie you will never see. That's the tagline.
Well excited.
What a brilliant way of selling a film. Hey, Kedge, you know what I'm going to make for you when you come round? A meal you'll never eat with a beer you'll never drink. Yeah. This is getting ridiculous. I tell you what. I tell you what you've made me think.
Yeah.
What would happen if my wife caught me in a metaverse strip club? Like, would she go, "Oi, what are you doing?" Or would I go, "It doesn't exist"?
Well, no, but she wouldn't know what world you're in. If you're in this, and also you might have access to Billa Land. She doesn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, but what if she?
Because you can go into different. Well, you'll be in different verses and different universes. So I'm actually going to track you down.
What? So there ain't just one?
On that note, we'll leave that there and we'll return to Metaverse chat next week. On that bombshell, you mean there's not one? That's brilliant, Sach. That is for next week. That tease it up brilliantly.
I'm confused.
It's just a mess. They haven't sorted it out yet, Kedge. Sach. They haven't
the fact that you've asked that question just shows how far you are from understanding all of this. And I love it. It's beautiful. But we will review that next week.
And it doesn't matter how many worlds there are or how many metaverses, universes there are. My wife will find me. She'll just I don't know how.
So what you're trying to say, Kedge, is it like when you go into ministry and there's 4 rooms?
Correct. Okay. Now we're getting there.
Okay.
There will be many. So at the moment, the metaverse is being used. The metaverse is the collective name for all of this.
Okay.
Shebang.
That's the club.
Correct.
Right.
But in the metaverse, of course, there's Billa Land. There's Sandbox, where they're already building. Snoop Dogg's building his house in there. There's loads of different verses. But what Meta want to do is kind of be the forefront runners in all of this and own most of it. But the beautiful thing about this, and I'm just going to leave you with this thought to think about, is that, of course, if there's a metaverse, you are going to need your own rulers and your own leaders in this world. And so therefore, think about how if you're already an influencer and you can bring your army of people into your world, then you will become the bup of your land. And so therefore, forget Boris, forget Putin, forget, Modi. It will be the realm of Sachi.
Yeah.
And it will be Sachi rules. And so that is what we're going to be going into.
But it's all fake though, isn't it? Like, yeah.
And that is our future. That is the future of the way life is going. Agreed?
Well, you've got to look at it going, we have no choice. This is where it's going. Because what Facebook, what Zuckerberg's doing is, at the moment, us talking like this, right? The whole point we're chatting on Skype, Zoom, and all of that is because obviously you want to see the person you're talking to. Imagine they're already working on the fact that you'll be able to make eye contact with people on Zoom calls, because that doesn't happen at the moment. We're talking to each other. No, but we're not making eye contact. We're not making eye contact.
I'm looking into your eyes, Kedge.
No, But so that's the thing that they're working on. Anyway, let's move it on to things we've watched, because we mentioned films that we haven't seen.
Yeah, let me just, because I can connect this up very easily. Forget fake shows or fake films that you're never gonna see because there's some marketing gimmick about a world that doesn't exist.
By the way, the trailer for that is out. You can watch the trailer.
Great.
I don't want to.
Can you? Or what? What are you going to watch? You're going to be watching Dust. Oh, it's a trailer you never get to see. It's just
no. The trailer's out. I saw it, but
the trailer is out
because I was like, "There's no point wasting this 2 minutes of my life now when I'm not going to watch the final thing. Forget it. Not interested."
I felt a little bit sad that I won't see it.
Well, what I'm excited about, because it actually exists in my real life, and actually, by the way, I'm so happy all of a sudden that I'm born now and not in 100 years' time. Oh my God! Imagine coming out and coming to work and go, "You what? So what? None of this is real." No, you're actually just in a cubicle somewhere, but you can put on this headset and you can be a dinosaur. Woo! Oh my God! Put me back in my mum. There you go. Put me back inside. Put me back. Take me rewind time. My point is, I'm excited because this month, April, is now the month, April 29th.
Yes.
That the final part of Ozark comes out, and I'm very excited. So I say final part. They did 7 episodes. They're going to do the final 7. They split the series.
Yeah.
So this is it. And you know what? This is going to go down in history. This has been one of the most successful series ever on the history of Netflix, and it's now coming to a big finale.
Yeah. This is it.
And I cannot wait. I'm super excited by that. And
it's going to go nuts.
And yeah, actually, it's been a good telly sort of week actually. So I'm looking forward to watching that, which I saw advertised. Yeah. I watched Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, which is brilliant. Well worth watching if you're going to go cinema this weekend. And I finished up on Peaky Blinders, which is also just brilliant. Deep.
Is it really though? People have been moaning.
No, I love.
Yeah, no, I think people have been moaning because it's over. That's what moaning's about. I've heard it's good.
I buy into it. I like the kind of mafia-esque element to it. I like Tommy Shelby. I like the fact he's riddled with all these issues.
Did you see the Grey Man?
Yes, it's and also what's his name? Tom Hardy's in the final one as well.
Oh, I like him.
And he's good. He plays a brilliant character. He comes out, does his little Tom Hardy thing. It's funny you should say that, Tommy boy. And he's you don't watch it, but that's actually a very good impression of the way.
Boise.
That is really good. No, that is Tom Hardy.
Don't get mixed up. It's not Boise. It's Tom Hardy when he's in the Peaky Blinders. All right.
That was a bit like The Craze as well, by the way. He spoke.
He's great in that as well. He's the man. He's the man.
He is a good man.
So I've been watching something similar than to kind of Peaky Blinders. It's kind of gangsterish, and it's Top Boy, because everyone's been banging on about Top Boy for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And I
season 2 just out.
Well, it's Kedge. I'm going to stop you there. It's not season 2.
Oh,
I've got this all wrong. So when I went onto Netflix to watch it, I was like, I've never seen Top Boy. I've never seen it before. I've heard a lot about it. I love Kano. I think Kano's a awesome rapper, and I think Asher D was a wicked MC as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me watch it. I'm gonna like it. So I put on season 1, which is on Netflix, of Top Boy, and I watched the whole of it. But to find out that was actually season 3, because before that there was like Top Boy Summer House. Yeah. Which is called Top Boy Summer House, which has 2 seasons.
Oh.
And you have to watch that first to get to the first season of Top Boy season 1. Do you see what I mean?
Okay. All right. Okay.
So it's like
a prequel season.
Yeah, I've completely cocked up the order of it. And that Summer House thing was on the BBC when it was on, and now it's moved to Netflix, basically. Netflix. That's where it's kind of...
How did you get that wrong, though, Seth? Do you not check that?
I did. Well, when you just put on Netflix and...
Season 1, you'd assume...
You just put season 1 in it.
No,
and then I realised that there's Top Boy Summer House, which is completely different. So now I've seen season 3 and I'm back on season 1. I'm watching it from season 1.
My God,
and
you've confused me already.
Yeah,
isn't this new one Top Boy like Miami or South Africa or something like that? Aren't they somewhere?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got to that one yet, but I think so far it's been really good. Like I've been watching it from the original season 1, Summer House, and I don't think you can kind of do stuff like that on the telly anymore. It's very deep, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
And
wow.
And it was good. It was good. Really enjoying it so far. And I'll give you a review when I get to the one that's just come out, maybe in a few weeks when I get there.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
it's good.
I'm going to tell you.
And very quickly, just before Kedge jumps in there, is I finished Drive to Survive.
Oh, yes.
And that was excellent.
Is that the new one from last season?
Because
that's with all the hoo-ha, isn't it?
The whole.
What is that? What's that one? What's that about?
F1.
It's the F1 thing where they break it all down, what exactly happened in the last race and why Hamilton lost. And I got to say, I felt a bit angry, like at the end of it, and I was just like, oh God, he actually did get done. Oh, where all the other drivers were like, oh, that's harsh, that's not right.
Yeah,
all right. I was like, wow, he actually got done. But it is what it is. You move on, and the new season of the F1's here, and this weekend it's the Australian Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. So, looking forward to that.
Okay,
right.
Cool.
I'm watching the best thing on telly at the moment. I don't even like basketball, but this show is called Winning Time. HBO, Tommy, we are, worshippers of HBO programs. Right?
They just make quality. They take the time with their scripts, with their storylines.
Yeah,
and it's well made. There's serious muscle that's gone into making
money,
that program.
Everything. So it's about the rise of the LA Lakers, right? The Lakers dynasty. It starts off. It's shot in the 80s, so late 70s, early 80s, and this is the rise of it.
So not shot in the 80s, but
so what they've done is it's done so that you feel like they've filmed it in the 80s, so the picture is grainy. Not all the time,
that so brilliantly,
but it's so brilliant. Brilliant, and so you will go from HD to grainy. You get this. They've got like this filter where it looks like it's the actual film, so you got a bit of a hole in your TV as well.
Yeah.
And the acting, but they've got all like the props and everything. It's you can smell the 80s there. People smoking inside, all of that. And please watch it, guys. Please, there 5 episodes are out, and it's about Magic Johnson, the character who plays Magic Johnson. I've bought into him, and then there's, if you're into basketball, there's a fella called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and what a legend. And they focus on all these players. Tommy, you're gonna love. But the theme, I had to, what do you call it? Shazam the theme tune, and I listen to that every morning. And it's an old rap song. Sach, you must have heard it by The Coop.
Yeah, you sent it to the group.
Yeah, and you know what? I listen to that and I just think I'm a basketball player. I listen to that every morning as I'm walking, and it makes you 10 foot bigger. And just watch it; it's brilliant. I don't even like basketball.
I know, but you said the same thing about the Michael Jordan documentary. You went, I don't like basketball, but this is amazing. And now you're saying I don't like basketball,
but you know
this
what?
Series is amazing.
You'll all connect to it. Everyone connects to it because it's about a guy who's got a dream. And my God, like when everything is going against you, and most people are going, I don't think this is for me, actually.
Well, can I tell you about my connection to it?
Go on.
Because you've been hassling me for the past 2 weeks to watch it.
And I thought it would be more Sach than Tommy on this one. Honestly, I did.
And I put it on, and the first thing that struck me was it went grainy. I'm sorry, but I've got a 4K telly, Ultra HD, all this jazz. Why do I want to watch something from the 60s?
Yeah, it doesn't fit the frame.
It doesn't even interest me. The colours don't even look right. It doesn't interest me whatsoever.
It's like a Polaroid colouring as well. The colouring is brilliant.
I think I gave it about 20 minutes. Maybe though, and I'm thinking about it, I just don't think I was in the right frame of mind.
I don't think you were, Sach, because you know why? The guy who buys the LA Lakers is a doctor, and he's got loads of investment property kind of stuff, right? He owned the Chrysler, what is it called? The Chrysalis building? Chrysler, whatever it is.
Christmas building.
The long one. And you know what, Tommy? He doesn't even have the money to buy the Lakers. And they go, well, it's going to cost you this much. And he goes, yeah. But you know what the way they've done it is, he cuts and then he talks to you.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I love that. He's having a serious conversation or an argument, and then he'll cut and he looks at the camera and talks to you and goes, I ain't even got this money, but I'm gonna just wangle it. And the way he gets it, and then everything's against him, and the coach resigns on him, and he's got to find a coach. And it's like when everything's against you, and he just had the dream. And this guy brought in the cheerleaders. He brought in all of that stuff. Razzmatazz.
Yeah,
imagine what a genius.
So it's funny. I started watching it, and I realized, hold a minute, I was a bit tired. I thought, I want to do this proper.
Yeah, maybe I was just tired.
So I was like, let me come back for this when I'm.
Okay, so you did start it. You've seen a little bit.
I did start it. That's why I saw the graininess, and that's why I was confused. I was like, is this a documentary?
What is it? I thought it was a documentary. Yeah, I thought it was a documentary as well. That's what I mean. I wasn't sure.
John C. Reilly, the main actor.
I think the way Kedge teed it up was I was ready for documentary, but it was more a series, and I wasn't ready.
Well, it is a series, but like a docu-series.
Yeah, no, but I wasn't. It's more. You got to pay attention, basically. But very quickly before we move on, HBO. And you just remind me of something that I watched on the plane last week when I came back from Dubai. And it was a show called The Shop. Has anyone seen that? You boys would love this.
Shop.
Look, it's with LeBron James. He's basically he's in a barber shop and he's got people around him and they're just doing a podcast. They're just
brilliant.
The guests are unbelievable. Kedge, you would honestly. The guests are. So I saw about 8 episodes on the plane. I saw one with Jay-Z, DJ Khaled. Jamie Foxx, Mary J. Blige. He's had everyone, every Meek Mill, every Drake, everyone was on it.
And who's getting their hair done?
So everyone that's in the room can get like a shape up done. So while you're sitting there, you're sitting in a barber's chair. They put the thing around you, and while you're talking to LeBron and his business partner about whatever in life, they're giving you a fade and stuff. It is. I need to find this online because I want to watch more of them.
Okay, The Shop.
And you want to love it because
that's some brilliant bits
and that's from HBO as well.
Yeah, but then it's going to be boom. Right, from HBO.
Recommendations of things we've learned. Things you want to share. Share the knowledge now, not of television programs or future films that are going to be released after we're born. Actual top tips from us. What do you know?
From HBO to TWL. Who's going first?
I was to work out what TWL was. I thought you were about to go into your... Go into your one then, Kedge. I thought that's what you're going to do.
Right. Okay. Well, fine. My one. It's a different one for me this week because it kind of just made me. It was a little bit sad, but it's beautiful, and I didn't even know.
Is it you naked?
Beautiful. Makes you sad. It could be you naked, but
beautiful.
In Denmark, and it's always places like this. In Denmark, there are libraries where you can borrow a person instead of a book to listen to their life story.
Slavery, I think.
For 30 minutes. So they're doing this to fight prejudice. So each person has a title: unemployed, refugee, bipolar, etc., etc. And then you just listen to the story and you realize how much you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And this is a project that it's basically now started up in 85 countries. It's called the Human Library. And I thought, that's brilliant. In this time and in this world, I think that's brilliant. Imagine going to the library and you just pick a person who's sitting there and you go, tell me it's just 30 minutes and you sit with them and you listen and whatever they're called, unemployed, whatever. So imagine if I went and picked Tommy, what would your book be called?
How to make cauliflower.
Like you go and see Sach and he'll be just mixing, you know, and then you just hear 30 minutes of Sach. And I think it's beautiful. And the humans connecting and you get to hear their story. So
I think that's a wicked idea.
I think it was brilliant.
I would love that. I think if I had time, I'd go and speak to different people. I think it's a wicked thing.
Exactly. That's the whole point. You go there and you just go by any person you pick. And their title, and it could be refugee, whatever, unemployed. It could be,
Let's not forget that people like books can also be crap. So there could.
Here we go. Tommy with his putting a downer on it.
It's only 30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, it could be crap. It's 30 minutes done, isn't it?
All right, Sach, I'm going to say it because you said it. Think of some of the people that we worked with before. If one of them were the people that you picked, and now you've got to sit for half an hour and listen to their story.
No, but then don't you get that thing where you can refund the book and get a credit back, on Audible?
You're committed. You're pot committed to the half an hour story.
No. Then there's issues.
Right? I'm imagining this as well. I've come back and my missus goes, "Where were you?" I go, "I went to that people library and listened to someone's story for half an hour." She'd be like, "So you got half an hour to listen to them? You got 5 minutes to listen to me,
but you didn't change it.
Domestic, yeah, exactly. So no, Sach, what's the thing you learned? Oh, go on.
I've got a couple, but I think I'm going to go with this one. And the thing that I've learnt this week is the reason why they have. So if you look at a toothbrush, and I think we've all probably got electric toothbrush now, so it's a bit different. I'm talking about the sort of standard manual ones. Yeah, and they have coloured bristles on it. Why do they have coloured bristles on the toothbrush?
Different firmness for different parts.
Yeah, okay, so that's rubber.
That is actually one part of it. So it's firmness, and the other thing is obviously, say if you get a pack of 3 and they're different colours, so you can differentiate whose brush is who. But on the end of it, if you always see the tip of it, there's like the coloured bit there, basically. And the reason why it's there is because that's the only place where you need to be putting toothpaste on.
Really? Oh, what? You just put toothpaste on your tip?
Just on the end.
On the top?
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. It's got to be.
So you're not supposed to do the full length.
No, and I thought, do you know what?
But in the Aquafresh adverts,
that's what I mean. I've been lied to my whole life because they just put it on all over.
That's how you get the 3 stripes. You can't get 3 stripes if you just do a little dollop on the top.
Hey, the dentists have said it just needs to go on the tip and in your mouth.
Wow.
Okay. On that note, moving swiftly to Tommy.
Well, following on from that, mine is all about swallowing.
My God, what is going on?
No, but this is gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
My thing about swallowing. Get this: humans can only swallow 2 or 3 times in a row before your body forces you to stop. You can't.
I'm going to give that a go.
I couldn't get to 2. Swallow, then swallow again. You'll stop.
I swallow 3 pills in the morning. I can do that.
No, but you take a break.
No, but you stop in it. You're not constantly doing it.
No, like 1, 2, 3.
No.
Yeah, you Wally, but you've obviously put another one in your mouth, isn't it?
I don't understand what Tommy said.
Okay, so take a swallow now. Swallow.
Yeah.
Now go again.
No, you open your mouth.
Yeah. Swallow, then swallow again.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Your body just
It
stops
doesn't let. Oh, yeah.
It's a strange one because you can't control it. As soon as you swallow, your neck just kind of seizes up.
Yeah, I think I can force the second one, but then it doesn't do anything after that.
No, exactly.
There's nothing. You should never force the second one, mate.
Like prison rules. Same
wow.
thing.
That is, factage galore today.
Completely. That was good. And you know what? It was beautiful. Sach with his toothpaste on the tip. You got me with the swallowing thing and just generally swallowing air, really.
Yeah.
And Kedge with the beautiful thing about the human library. It's lovely. Yeah. And a jam-packed podcast again. Thank you, boys, as always.
Thank you.
Sorry again about the balls up, and I mean that.
That's all right.
Next week, we're back to mine.
And quickly before we go, can I just big up this week? I've actually just been out and about everywhere, and I've met so many people that have come up to me and said, "We listen to the Brown Though. Big up yourself." There was just so many names, and I'm really bad with remembering names and writing them down and stuff like that. But if you came and saw me this week at wherever I was DJing and you said, "We listen to the Brown Though," amazing. Big up.
Tell a friend. I think the homework this week should be tell a friend.
If you're enjoying it, and you know what we're here to do,
still tell a friend.
Yeah.
Because you never know. They might like it.
Yeah, and can I be honest? Because sometimes I go through these podcasts and they're all heavy going, and even like some of the other podcasts that I do are about mental health or about, like people that are in business. They're kind of serious going. This podcast is just about getting away from it all, having a bit of a laugh, hanging out with us as if, and this, by the way, is exactly how we'd chat if the 3 of us were just sat in a room together. It's exactly the same kind of nonsense. You seen this? You seen that? What we watch on telly? That's a rubbish movie. Yeah. Oh, he's full of rubbish. Oh, Kedge is talking shit again. All that kind of stuff. That's just the way we are all the time. So this is us. There's come on, back me up on this.
The Kedge talking rubbish is quite.
He's probably the most made up.
Yeah, and we get annoyed at it. I get annoyed at what an idiot he can be sometimes. But what's weird is, and I'll say it, you're very clever sometimes. That's what messes it all up.
And I will take that and run.
Yeah, because in and amongst like 90% bakwas, there's
comes out with some gems.
He's right. He's right about that. And that's what clouds everything. It's like politics. It's like you don't know what to believe with the politicians. Same with Kedge.
You just keep chucking stuff at the wall. Something will stick.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, do spread the word, and it is nice to know that.
And Tommy, can we just before we go, can we just clarify what day are we meeting you next week for the podcast?
Who knows? Let's live life on the edge. Let's just see what happens.
I want to repeat.
It's back to Tuesday night at mine with the backdrop that you're all going to get to see next week. So just
it's a date.
Get ready for that. That's what I'm saying. It's next week we are definitely. I'm just checking my diary as he stalls for time. What it is, the kids are off school, so I was making sure, like, this weekend I'm going to go to Birmingham, you see, so I was making sure I'm definitely back. Yep, kids have got a day out in London.
Lovely.
I'm around that evening. Lovely stuff. We'll see you next week, boys. Thank you very much. Laters.